Hey, welcome back to some more Willis Talk. You know, a lot of concern should be for everybody uh, about their family and their friends, more so at this time than ever. But I hear so much about every other thing. I've heard kids say blasphemous words against their parents. I've heard people joshing and joking, badly joking, about these people that have died recently. Um, this is all a tough time right now. Our nation has been in the past put through many trials. Trials that sometimes we have been misled on, like the Civil War and a few other things. But we have always pulled together as a nation and statehoods and people to come out on top. Right now, it seems like people are more into I, me, me. What about us? Now, I grew up on knowing you listened to your parents. You supported the flag. That means you supported the nation. You supported your community. You didn't do drugs. You didn't backmouth your parents. And I'm not just talking about, these are not just Christian values. During my time, we had Mr. T. Hey, stay in school. Do what's right. Listen to your parents. Don't start fights. Those were the kind of messages he sent. We had Hulk Hogan or Terry Hogan, whichever one you want. But he said dang near the same thing. The only difference is he said eat your food, eat your vegetables, take your vitamins. You had Hacksaw Jim Duggan waving the flag. You had everybody. Even the ones that you didn't like still had lines that you didn't cross. In not just wrestling, but all real sports. I know there's a debate about wrestling not being real, not real. Well, one time it was, one time it isn't. Who knows what's what? Anything can happen. It is physical exertion. We need to get back to ourselves. Stop blaming everybody else. The problem starts with you. And I'm not just talking about you that are watching this. I'm talking about each and everybody that isn't even watching this, including myself, which is making this. Point is, you blame everybody else. Start with where your percentage is in the problem. Your percentage, there is always a percentage. If you're involved in it, there's a percentage. There's always a percentage. If it's like, hey, you're living in an apartment complex and there's 4 other places there, and you are just throwing your garbage right along with everybody else on top of a great big heaping of garbage instead of calling the landlord or something and finding out what's going on with the trash, you're a quarter responsible for the problem because you don't pick up the phone. I'm not saying you have to be the one. Everybody in that situation is a quarter responsible. You, your neighbor next to you, and the two down below. Or however it's situated. They're all responsible. Just make the phone call. Don't rely on somebody else to do what you can do. Yes, you're busy. Yes, you think, but you're going to complain more about the garbage that's sitting out there. And as it's growing, the smell, the bugs, the rodents, yeah, now it's starting to mount. How much is that phone call worth now? Do it before it gets to that stage. It's the same thing in everything. Do it before it gets to that stage. You got a kid. Oh, my boy. I don't know why my boy's out there selling drugs. I don't know why my boy's... Are you providing a room for that child? If you're providing a room for that child, toss his damn room. Toss everything around. He's living under your roof. Anything that he does is on you, according to the law. If your son brings home a few kilos or pounds of dope and the cops trace it back to your abode, even if you don't know nothing about it, guess what? You lose everything. You get charged too. And it's only if an officer or a lawyer or a district attorney believes that you actually knew nothing about it, even though you are responsible for that extra person. So be careful who you let in your house too. There are some real nutcases out there, I'll tell you that. That's a different subject. Point is, stop putting the blame on everybody else. Start with your own front porch. You can do it. You're already listening to this. Everybody has the power to change. Sometimes they need help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And don't be afraid to keep knocking on them doors until you get that help. Somebody listens. Somebody cares. And when more people start listening and more people start caring, then that will be progress once more in the United States of America and the world. Willis